What's up, YouTube? Alright, we're back. We're out in the shop. I have lights on this time. I was prepared. I was thinking of you guys. Well, I said I was thinking of you guys. You can see my face now. Could be good, could be bad. I'll let you decide. But anyways, we are back. We are out in the shop. We got a big box of axles. We got a big box of Ford that those axles are going to go in. So, it's freaking hot outside. I'm sure you can hear my fan. Hey, there it is. Maybe. There. Hey, got it. Found it. It's my biggest fan. Yeah, you guys thought you were. That is. Really not that big either. Just goes to show you what I'm worth. Anyways, so we're going to tear this thing apart, stick some axles in it, and I will do a side-by-side comparison between those and the puny little stock snappers. We'll call them snappers because that's all they're good for. So guys, I'm going to get this thing up in the air. We'll get the stock axles out. We'll compare it with those. We'll go from there, and I'll let you know what I think about them. Alright guys, here we are. Hopefully you can hear me over my fan. But here we are. So, there's the stock axle. My nice Viking shocks. Shocking. But I gotta take this ABS sensor out. Gotta take this park brake cable bracket off. Gotta take the whole rear caliper off. Hang it up here off of something. Take that axle nut off, and then it's kind of a bummer, but the whole hub assembly, the whole knuckle, whatever you want to call it, has to come off. So take that guy loose, take this vertical link out, take that guy loose, and take this guy here loose, which is the upper connecting arm, whatever. And then the whole knuckle comes off, and you can reach way up in there in a really dark, scary place. Sorry, it was sideways. I'll do it again. We gotta reach way up in there. I'll actually do it. I'll actually do it from under there. But pop the axle loose, and then it wiggles out of here. We wiggle the new one in. I'm gonna start on the driver's side, seeing as how this is the side I've heard of people having problems with. My theory is just go ahead and knock out the hard part. Get it out of the way so then the other side doesn't seem quite so bad, even though it's freaking hot out here. Alright guys, I'm gonna take you over here in the wind, show you the destruction. So, there it is, all torn apart. The axle actually came out quite well. It actually just popped right loose. I actually didn't even have to use a pry bar or nothing. I grabbed the end of the axle and just kind of pop, and it came out. But show you a little comparison between these guys. And I want to point out, don't be deceived so much by the diameter of the tube, because I have found out that these are actually hollow, and that's filled with foam as like a, I guess you say, to kill noise, or I don't know. But they fill those with foam. This is the drive shaft shop. Big old behemoth. And you can really see the difference in that joint right there. That's where all the beef comes from. But these things from the factory, they snap. They snap right up inside of here, like they right at that band is where they snap off. That sucker's solid. Like, it'll take two of these to weigh as much as one of these. Like that thing is all there. So I'm gonna get this puppy put in. Hey, how do I look? Tired? Yeah, I thought so too. Alright, so sorry I didn't bring you along for the axle install. I know, I told you I was going to. The driver's side came right out. let's just say it was a bit of a nightmare to get back in. It was really tough. Passenger side, piece of cake, out and in. Like, passenger side was easy, easy, easy. Let me show you. So, one of the biggest things I could say is, you see that space between the control arm? Let me get up here. This space between this control arm and that big red spring, yeah. That big old axle joint does not fit through that gap, like, at all. That was snug. That joint is big. But guys, it's in. I gotta put the wheels on it, torque up the lug nuts, and take it for a test drive and see what it's like. The two axles, this is kind of funny. I mean, I guess it's not really funny because I understand what's going on. Is the driver's side axle right there and the passenger side axle right there, they are two different size axles. And I know, duh, of course they're two different size axles. No, I'm not talking about length. Lengthwise, they're like 1/4 of an inch difference. Let me grab this sucker and lay him down here side by side and show you just what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about? How that one is so much bigger around than that one? That one's actually the hollow one that has the foam in it. So I don't know, like when I first heard about the foam thing, I was thinking that both of them were going to be foam filled. I don't know if that's true or not, because I've seen snapped ones, I've seen them snapped off, and you can see a hollow core on the inside where there's like a yellow foam inside of them. I don't know if both of them will have that. I don't know. I was thinking it was for like noise or something, like drivetrain noise to absorb it. But since how both sides are different sizes, I don't know, maybe the whole hollow foam thing was because on an independent rear suspension car, the driver's side loads harder than the passenger side. Well, really, every car every rear wheel drive car is that way. But independent suspension is a little different. It's just different. Just go with that. So I don't know if maybe that's a torsion thing, if that was designed and engineered to let that axle twist a little bit and then spring back. You got me, dude. Ford engineers, they do weird stuff. They live in a place that none of us live in. It's some sort of altered reality. Any of you that's ever done any kind of mechanic work on something and you're staring there going, who the hell put a bolt right there? You know what I'm talking about, engineers. So I'm gonna get the wheels thrown on this thing and get them all torqued up. We'll go for a drive, see how it is. Fingers crossed. Alright, now I know what you're thinking. Man, it's freaking dark. Well, no kidding. That's what happens when the sun goes down. I figured you guys were interested enough to still be watching. You would want to know what it drives like. So, let's go drive it. Now, I've got a lot of other stuff done to this. You know, the Viking shocks. I don't know if you can hear them back there. Like, because of my diff lockouts and my cradle bushings, or well, the cradle Delrin blocks, you can hear a lot of the noises that come from the shocks and everything else. So I don't know if you can hear the shocks back there kind of making noise that they make like a squawking sound. But you can hear the shocks, and the one thing that kind of weirded my wife out is you can actually hear the rear gears. You can hear the rear end gears whining. Now, thus far, the whole 3 blocks that we've just drove, I've kind of noticed that it's got a little bit more, you about fell over there, got a little bit more of a solid feel. The rear end, like, I don't know, when you grab gears, it just feels a little bit more solid, like there's more connection between the drivetrain and the tires. Maybe there's not as much flex in the axles. I don't know, but thus far, I mean, we're cruising about 60 right now, and there's pretty much no vibration. Hey, you can see me now. There's pretty well no vibration. I don't really notice any other new noises or anything like that. I'd say it was a success. It'll really be a success if I take it to the track and abuse it and it doesn't break. But, I mean, there's 65 mile an hour. I'm going over a bridge, so it's a little bit noisy. I'm sure you're catching all of it. I don't know if you can hear the rear end gear whining or not. It's mainly kind of when I back off of the throttle, like when I ease off. I don't know if you can hear it there or not. It does it a little worse at like 75 mile an hour. So I just drive 80 everywhere. Makes sense, right? But guys, that's it. Axles are in. So guys, if you're looking for axles for your S550 Mustang, hit up the Drive Shaft shop. And until we do anything else, any more mods, go to the track. Actually, we are going to the track this weekend, so I'll have a new video coming up real soon with footage from the track. Tulsa Raceway Park, our local racetrack, I say local, it's an hour and a half away, but our local racetrack is hosting a midnight no prep madness. Last year they had one of these, and it was exactly that. It was midnight no prep madness. It was a good show. There was a lot of fast cars that showed up, a lot of sleepers showed up, and it's just like it sounds. They don't prep the track. You got to bring your own pimp juice or track bite or whatever the heck you want to call it. You got to bring your own stuff. So I'll have some footage from that. It'll be a good time. There'll definitely be some fast cars, and we'll see you then, guys. But until then, do the usual: comment, like, subscribe. Help show me a little bit of love. Kind of spread it around a little bit. Share me with your friends. Might sound a little bit weird, but just go ahead and do it. Trust me. And until then, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.